Hey guys, quickly on Halloween, in fact, recording my favourites of the month. So this is my October favourites. It's been pretty mild in the UK, so normally at this time of year I'd be getting a little bit more into slightly darker perfumes, but it's more that I've kind of moved to wearing slightly sweeter stuff than I would have in the warmer weather. But I haven't really, in fact, I haven't at all broken into my cold weather perfumes yet. So we'll see how November goes. I don't know. Like November and December, maybe we're just suddenly going to crash into very cold weather. But at the moment, I think you'd still describe it as quite mild in the UK. We've been having, I mean, this month I've had days of up to like almost like 18 degrees, which is kind of crazy for late October. But anyway, so you'll see there's quite a lot of sweet things here, but there's some stuff I haven't worn for a while. So if I start with one of those, I've got five favourites, and this is definitely one of them. This is Vera Wang Embrace French Lavender and Tuberose. This has a kind of, well, it smells very similar, to be honest, to Coffee Break from Maison Margiela. So from the replica line, I mean. So it has a very similar kind of colour to the juice as well. This is, it's called Lavender and Tuberose. There definitely is tuberose in that it has a slightly soapy floral vibe in it, but it's an intensely sweet lavender. It's beautiful. I've got backup of this because they only ever did them in little 30 ml bottles, and you can't get these anymore. So that's why I want to always mention it's very similar to the replica. Um, but it's very very sweet. It's sugary. It's slightly creamy, and it has a cacao note. I think in the top in this there's like mandarin or something, and you do get a bit of that. But it's very sweet, creamy, comforting lavender, a little hint of uh, cocoa powder kind of smell, and a slight soapy white floral smell. And yeah, I mean, I never bought the replica Coffee Break, and I have a sample of it, but I've never bought a bottle because it really does remind me so much of this perfume. And this one came out before, so I'm just saying. I do wonder sometimes. I wonder if they're owned by the same company. It's actually the same juice. I don't know, but I really enjoyed wearing this. It's been ages since I wore it because it's so sweet. I can't wear this in warm weather, but it's so cozy and comforting. I really, really enjoyed it. So, I also hadn't worn this for quite a long time, and my God, I just so loved wearing this. I really love this perfume. This is Guess Seductive Red. I have a tiny backup of this as well, purely not because I'm like getting through it at a mad pace, but because it was just such a bargain. So yeah, Guess Seductive Red, quite famously a little bit of a dupe for Baccarat Rouge 540, but it's not really a dupe. It's more of a, you can tell it's sort of inspired by it, and maybe even more so inspired by what's it called, Cloud by Ariana Grande, because it's definitely got that kind of general aroma of the BR 540, but this one is cherry and almond. So when I first got it, all I could think was that I thought it smelled like, yeah, a bit like a cherry bakewell tart without the pastry. It's incredibly sweet. It's a little bit tangy and fruity. It's just creamy and sugary and a bit cotton candy like. And yeah, I mean, I think like a lot of other people, I just got a bit bored of the Baccarat Rouge kind of smell because everyone in London was wearing some kind of dupe of it. But yeah, I was ready for it because people seem to have moved on a little bit from that, and now people just smell like tar all the time. So very happily, this doesn't have the tarry medicinal dentist office vibes that you get in the original or a lot of the other versions, and it's not as sickly sweet and sugary as Cloud. So yeah, yeah, I like Cloud, but it just is terrible on me. It just smells fully like sugar, but this is amazing. Then we've got, let's go to something of more of a classic scent. So I think, did I wear this twice? I can't remember if I wore it twice this month, but this is Le Mans from Coty. I've just been on a real Chanel number 5 tip this month. I've really been enjoying aldehydic, soapy, clean, comforting, cozy, reminding me of childhood kind of perfumes. Oh, and lemon is such a beautiful version of that, and it's so cheap. Like I think this cost me about £5. This bottle. Certainly in the UK, you can get lemon for like super cheap. Absolutely love this deco bottle. I think it's so cute. Um, yeah, so I mean, it's purely a comfort thing to me. I've said before, like I used to wear the body spray of this when I was about, I don't know, like 7 and 8. So it's been around forever, and I just think it's a beautiful perfume. I think it's a much easier to wear, more approachable version of Chanel Number Five. It's not quite as Chypre like. It's a little bit more chilled out than that, but it's still really soapy, aldehydic. It's a little slightly more noticeably floral, maybe a little bit more rose, but it's still got that kind of yummy, irisy, clean, cozy skin musk kind of. It's just beautiful, really nice. So, yeah, I was testing out some of the and comparing some of the Chanel Number Fives, but I love this one. And as much as I'd like to have a bottle of Chanel Number Five, I'm not in a rush. I mean the eau de parfum because I love this one so much. I think it's gorgeous. Then we have. You won't have even seen that I've worn this yet. So, I mean, this video is going to come out on the 1st of November, but that is a couple of days before my what I wore last week. So, I wore this week, yesterday, in fact. And it's been ages since I wore it, and I forgot how lovely it is. So this is Hugo Boss Hugo Woman Eau de Parfum. This is it's not the original Hugo Woman because they don't make that anymore, but it's the original version of the kind of Eau de Parfum version in these bottles. I also have the extreme version, and after wearing this one, because I've been trying to decide whether I need both because they are very similar. The extreme version in the pink bottle is just it's kind of fruitier and it's not quite as warm feeling. Um, and I think wearing this one, I've made my decision that this will be the one that I end up keeping. I probably don't need to keep both. But this is such a perfect work scent. Like it's so pretty and grown up, but not vintage or mature smelling, if you see what I mean. It's the sort of thing you'd smell like if you were smart. It's got a tangy fruitiness in it. This has the berry that I can never, is it bosenberry or something? One that I can never remember the name of. The same one I think that's in The Key by Justin Bieber. So it's a beautiful berry, and then it's got black tea. It's got lots of sandalwood. I can definitely smell, even though I don't know if it's listed, some vanilla in here. It's got this kind of tangy berry, slightly, maybe almost slightly plummy smell. But it's got this really interesting aromatic. It's got like grass notes and it's just so pretty. I feel like this one is perfect for milder weather because it doesn't feel like the sort of thing I'd wear in summer, but all equally I don't think it seems to work too well in very cold weather, but my goodness, this lasted so long on my clothes. I can still smell it on everything I was wearing yesterday. And I could still smell it when I went to bed, but it doesn't last, it may be like 4 hours on the skin, so not a super long time, but if you get it on your clothes, it will last for like 10 hours and more. Well, I mean, like more like 24 hours to be honest. So, yeah, beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, like so pretty. Oh, and if you have smelt electric rhubarb from Floral Street, then that smells like a tarry sort of aroma chemically version of this. Like when I smelt that, I kept thinking I recognize this scent. It almost smells like a dupe of something that I know. And it's this. I tried them side by side, and definitely, even though it's called electric rhubarb, somehow manages to smell quite a lot like Hugo Woman Eau de Parfum. So yeah, beautiful, lovely, a really affordable perfume. And then, last but not least, this beauty. This is Far. This is from And Fragrances, Simon Constantine's perfume company. He used to work for Lush. He's an ex-Lush perfumer. So, Far is yuzu and I think it's kaffir lime maybe and biscuit. It basically, I think there might be labdanum in this as well, but what it really smells like is a lime cheesecake, like a lime key lime pie, but the British version of a key lime pie, which is pretty much a no bake cheesecake. Oh my goodness, it's sugary, it's sweet, it's got a little creaminess, it's really zingy and citrusy. It's like the best citrus vanilla that I've ever come across, and I love it so much. Like, this is the eau de parfum in the 10 ml. As you can see, I'm almost halfway through this one now, and I have asked my husband for a 50 ml bottle of the EDT for Christmas, because when you get the Discovery set from them, they'll send you a £25 voucher off any 50 ml bottle, and the eau de parfums in the 50 ml are just out of my price range. They're too expensive. I got this 10 ml for 35, and I was happy to spend that. But I'd like to compare it as well for the EDT, and you can't get samples of the EDT. And I think the EDT will be great, and I'd love an actual proper bottle of this. So that's how much I enjoyed wearing this. I was like, official. And I forgot to mention it when I was actually wearing it, and when I did what I wore last week. But my husband, who generally smells this kind of thing and goes, "Why do you want to smell like a cheesecake?" And when we've done smelling, when we've done our videos of him sniffing my perfumes, he doesn't like gourmands. Like, he always like, "Oh no," especially if they have something biscuity in. But when I was wearing this, he literally stopped me and said, "You smell delicious," because it is so delicious. So yeah, far from and fragrances. So there you have it, guys. Those are my favourites from this month, from October. And yeah, I mean, they are sweet. So all of these are quite sweet. So there's not really any freshies here. So that makes sense for October. But yeah, they're not quite as dark and wintry as I was expecting October to be, but they're all delicious. All of these are actually quite cozy as well, which really helps. Although obviously this one's really zingy because of the citrus, but because it's got a creamy vanilla, it is still a little bit cozy. But super cozy, lovely and sweet and bit cozy, super cozy, and actually very cozy despite it being tangy. So yeah, as a tangy floral, I always think of it as a tangy floral. I can't for the life of me remember what flowers are in it, but I mean, I'm sure there's jasmine. There's always jasmine. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.